All right, let's pull back the curtain on what it really takes to become a lifeguard. It's so much more than just sitting up in that chair with a whistle and some sunglasses. It is a serious job that demands intense training and, honestly, a huge amount of responsibility.
I mean, have you ever been at the pool or the beach, looked up at the lifeguard, and just thought, what did they have to go through to get there? What kind of tests did they have to pass? Well, today we're going to find out. But before we dive into the deep end with all the tough physical tests, let's start with the why. What motivates someone to take on this kind of challenge in the first place?
Well, for starters, the pay is pretty good. We're talking anywhere from $15 to $21 an hour, depending on where you work. That's way more than just typical summer job money. For a lot of people, this is a really solid career path.
And you're definitely not just stuck at one local pool. Once you're certified, you could be working on a sandy beach, at a fancy country club, a community YMCA, or even a summer camp. The options are actually way more diverse than you might think.
Okay, now for the first major hurdle. Before you even get to sit in a classroom for the official training, you have to prove you've got the goods in the water. This is where the real challenge begins. So the big question is, do you have what it takes? And that's not something to take lightly. The standards are incredibly high, and for a very good reason. We're talking about people's lives here.
First things first, the age requirement. You got to be at least 15 years old by the final day of the class, which is pretty cool because it means you can get certified and start working before you even finish high school. Now, these physical tests aren't just random. The 300-yard swim, that's all about endurance. Treading water for 2 minutes with just your legs, that proves you can stay above water and assess a situation, even with your hands full. And retrieving that 10-pound brick, well, that's a direct simulation of pulling an unconscious person up from the bottom of the pool. It's a serious gut check of your strength and stamina. So, if you manage to crush those physical tests, congratulations, you're in. But now the real work begins. This is where you learn the skills that will actually help you save a life.
And believe me, this isn't just some weekend course. We're talking about 26.5 hours of intense, focused instruction. Some of it in the classroom, a lot of it in the water. Every single minute is designed to build your skills and, just as importantly, your confidence. The first big skill set you'll master is rescue techniques. And this isn't just about jumping in the water. You'll learn exactly how to handle all sorts of situations, from someone panicking on the surface to a person who's completely unconscious at the bottom of the pool. You even learn how to escape from a panicked swimmer who might try to pull you under. Super important stuff. Then comes spinal management. This is incredibly serious. You'll learn the super precise techniques for stabilizing someone who might have a neck or back injury and getting them out of the water without causing any more harm. In these moments, literally one wrong move could change someone's life forever. A lifeguard's job doesn't stop at the water's edge. You're basically a first responder. So you'll get fully trained in CPR for adults, children, and infants. You'll learn how to use an AED, that's an automated external defibrillator, and even how to use something called a bag valve mask to help someone breathe. It's really a comprehensive course in first aid. So, to wrap it all up, your final exam is a series of high-pressure, simulated emergencies. This is where you have to put everything you've learned together, rescuing a submerged victim, managing a spinal injury, all while staying calm and in control. It's the ultimate test. So you've made it. You passed the final scenarios. What's next? Well, you get that official certification. But what does that piece of paper actually mean? It's a big deal. It's a nationally recognized credential that proves to any employer that you have the skills and the knowledge to be a professional lifeguard. It's valid for 2 years, and after that, you'll take a shorter recertification course just to make sure your skills stay sharp. And there are a few different flavors of certification depending on what you need. You've got the full course for first-timers, the shorter recertification course to renew, and even a special certification if you want to work at a waterfront, like a lake or a beach. All right, so you've put in the hours, you've passed the tests, and you've got the certification in hand. Now it's time to put all those incredible skills to use. And trust me, there is no shortage of places looking to hire you. The skills you learn are in super high demand everywhere, from huge state beaches to the YMCA down the street to private swim schools. But hey, don't just take my word for it. We heard from a recent grad, Sarah L., who said, "The instructors were amazing. I felt fully prepared when I applied for my first beach lifeguard job. The training was hands-on and realistic." And then there's David R., who told us, I needed my certification fast for a YMCA job. The class schedule was flexible, got hired within 2 weeks. See? It gets you job ready fast.
So we've walked through the whole journey. The physical strength it takes, the intense training, the commitment. You've learned the skills. The only question left is, are you ready for the responsibility? It's a tough job, no doubt about it. But for the right person, it might just be one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do.